Archangel Michael says, a divine message has descended from heaven, wrapped in the light of God's perfect love, revealing a hidden truth so personal and sacred that only your soul was meant to hear it. It's not a message to be ignored, for the hands of heaven have moved, and your name has been whispered among angels. This is not just a story, it is a truth woven by God Himself, about the longing of your heart, the quiet prayers you've sent into the night, and the gentle thread that binds your soul to another. Before time was measured, before stars lit up the sky, God knew you. He knew the depth of your heart, the shape of your spirit, and the love you would one day carry. In that same eternal breath, He knew the one whose soul would echo yours, the one made not to complete you, but to walk beside you through valleys and mountaintops, through joy and trial. This soul, hidden yet always known, has been spoken of in heaven. And now, the veil lifts. Type 555 to receive miracles. There are moments in life when we feel a stirring too deep for words. It's as if something long lost is calling us home. That stirring is not imagination, it is the pull of divine design. It's the whisper of Jesus reaching into your spirit, reminding you that you were never alone, and that love, pure, sacred love, is not just promised, it is being prepared. And when it is time, it will come with such peace that it will quiet every fear and heal every wound. Sometimes the waiting hurts. Sometimes the silence feels too long. And sometimes, the world teaches us that love is only for the lucky or the few. But heaven disagrees. God, who formed the oceans and painted every sunrise, has not forgotten about your heart. He is not delayed, and He is never careless with His timing. What feels hidden is only being kept safe. What feels absent is only being made ready. What feels uncertain is being written in eternal ink by the very hands that carried the cross. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if God's grace has saved you. Jesus, who walked this earth with mercy in His eyes and healing in His hands, knows the ache of longing. He knows what it is to be rejected, overlooked, and misunderstood. He also knows the joy of true connection, the warmth of belonging, and the power of love that doesn't fade. He is not distant from your desire, He is the one who placed it inside you, not as a curse, but as a quiet promise of something worth waiting for. The truth is simple, you were created for abundance, yet a dormant brain signal has been holding you back. Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it pulls wealth into your life like never before. Others who pressed play once are already transformed, living the life they dreamed of. Do not hesitate or let regret steal this chance. Click the link in the video description and comments below to unlock your prosperity now. This moment you are in, it matters. Every tear, every prayer, every act of surrender, it all rises like incense before the throne of God. He does not overlook it. He does not ignore it. Heaven listens closely when you speak. Angels move when you cry out. And Archangel Michael himself watches over you, not with judgment, but with protection, hope, and reverence for the journey your soul is on. You are never too late. You are never too far. You are never forgotten. The truth about your soulmate is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to fill you with hope. Because this story isn't just about romance. It's about healing. It's about divine timing. It's about learning to trust the one who loved you first and best. Your soulmate is not a fantasy. They are not lost. They are being called into their own journey, shaped by the same loving hands that are shaping you. There are lessons they must learn, just as you are learning. There are battles they must win, just as you are standing in faith through your own storms. But above all, there is a pull, unseen but unbreakable, that draws your souls closer, even now. It may not look like a fairy tale. There may be scars. There may be doubts. But love from heaven is never about perfection, it is about grace. It is about being seen in your brokenness and chosen anyway. It is about being forgiven, held, and loved without performance or fear. This kind of love is holy. This kind of love reflects Jesus. Type 1212 if you know God is guiding your steps. He is guiding you, even when you feel lost. He is comforting you, even when you cannot see Him. He is standing in the gaps, carrying what you cannot carry, whispering over your life, "Be still, my child, I am not finished yet." So keep walking. Keep believing. Keep letting God shape your heart. Love is coming, not in a rush, but in a holy way. And when it arrives, you will know, not because of fireworks, but because your soul will finally feel at home. Until then, let God be enough. Let Jesus be your peace. And let the hope of what's coming carry you through the waiting. This message is not a warning. It is a gift. It is a gentle, loving reminder that heaven is always working on your behalf. You don't need to search in fear or chase in desperation. What is meant for you will come, and when it does, it will reflect the love of God, not rushed, not broken, but whole, sacred, and forever. Archangel Michael says, "The message that reached your heart yesterday was only the beginning, a gentle unveiling of something sacred and deeply personal." Heaven is still speaking, still moving, still pouring truth into the quiet spaces of your soul. What has been revealed is not just about a person, it's about a promise. And God does not speak lightly when it comes to His children, especially when He is speaking about love. There is a beauty in waiting that the world doesn't understand. People rush and chase and cling, trying to fill the emptiness with noise, with distraction, with anything that feels like love but lacks its weight. But God's way is different. His love is slow like sunrise, sure like the tide, and healing like the arms of Jesus stretched wide on the cross. When He speaks of soulmates, He speaks not of fleeting feelings, but of souls shaped in harmony, aligned not just by desire, but by divine preparation. In the stillness of your life, where you wonder if heaven has forgotten you, something holy is being built. The ache you feel, the yearning that runs so deep it touches your bones, is not a sign of lack. It is the echo of what is coming, a tender reminder that you were created not just to exist, but to be loved with the depth and kindness that mirrors the very heart of God. He sees the tears you hide, the prayers you whisper when the night feels too long and too silent. He knows the way your heart hopes and doubts all at once. And He holds all of it, not with impatience, but with compassion. Because your journey is not just about meeting someone, it's about becoming someone. It's about healing. It's about trust. It's about letting Jesus be the love that carries you even when your arms feel empty. Type 1313 to affirm strength through the Lord. There is someone, chosen before time began, whose spirit is being gently prepared to walk with yours. This is not about perfection. This is not about a life without hardship or questions. This is about finding someone whose presence feels like peace, whose voice feels like truth, and whose heart beats in rhythm with yours because both hearts are beating for God. Sometimes, the one God made for you is still learning to hear His voice. Sometimes they are caught in storms of their own, unsure of how to rise. But just as He is holding you, He is holding them. Just as He is whispering to your heart, He is guiding theirs. And in the perfect moment, when the lessons have rooted and the healing has come, your paths will cross. Not by chance. Not by luck. But by the hands of the one who has never let either of you go. Until then, let your faith be louder than your fear. Let your hope be anchored in the character of God, not the timeline of this world. The world may try to convince you that you've missed it, that love has passed you by, or that you are somehow unworthy of the connection you crave. But heaven says otherwise. Heaven says you are already known, already loved, already chosen. Heaven says you are not behind. You are not overlooked. You are being divinely aligned. When you see others find their person, and it makes your heart sink a little, bring that ache to Jesus. When loneliness creeps in like a fog, let Him be the light that breaks through. When you doubt whether any of this is real, let Archangel Michael remind you that this message is not a fantasy, not a coincidence, but a sacred truth delivered just for you. Do not turn away, remain until the end, because this message holds strength for your heart. Your soulmate is not the reward for being good enough or strong enough or holy enough. They are a part of your story because God, in His perfect love, has written them into the fabric of your life. They are not coming to rescue you. They are coming to walk beside you, hand in hand, heart to heart, both of you leaning on Christ as your foundation. And even before they arrive, you are not incomplete. You are not waiting to be loved, you are already deeply loved by the one who bled to prove it. You are already seen, already cherished, already worth everything. Let that truth be your resting place. So walk with grace. Grow in faith. Let your life be shaped by kindness, by patience, by the gentle strength that comes from knowing who your Father is. What is being prepared for you cannot be stolen. What God has spoken over you cannot be silenced. And what is coming will be more beautiful than anything you could have forced or hurried. Every second you wait, wealth meant for you slips into someone else's hands. A hidden brain wave, once buried in CIA files, has been proven to awaken unstoppable prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch inside your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. This is more than an opportunity, it is destiny knocking. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. Archangel Michael says, heaven continues to pour its light into the stillness of your heart, and the message being written across your life is becoming clearer with each passing moment. This is not just a season of waiting, it is a sacred time of becoming. Your soulmate is not far from God's hands, and neither are you. What has been revealed in heaven is not meant to alarm you, but to awaken you to something deeper, something so full of love that it could only come from the Father who shaped both your hearts. Type 1010 to affirm that God's timing is perfect. This love story is not one of chaos, confusion, or chasing shadows. It is a story woven with mercy, with grace, with the quiet strength of God's timing. Many times, the world will tempt you to settle, to grasp at what looks like love but lacks its core. But the love God is preparing is set apart. It is the kind that waits when it needs to, the kind that prays in silence, the kind that chooses faith over fear, even when the path seems hidden. The person created to walk this life with you, they are not perfect, but they are chosen. They are not your missing piece, they are a soul whose journey was meant to touch yours, not to complete you, but to reflect the goodness of God through shared love, forgiveness, and strength. This kind of connection does not rise from desperation or longing alone, it rises from healing, from truth, from hearts that are learning to trust Jesus before they try to carry each other. God is not delaying to punish you. He is protecting what is sacred. He is shaping two lives to fit together not just in joy, but also in faith, in the storms, in the stretching. That kind of love cannot be rushed. It must be planted in soil deep enough to endure time, wind, and doubt. And so much of your pain, your loneliness, your unanswered prayers, they are not signs of abandonment. They are signs that you are being prepared for something real, something holy. Heaven knows your story. The angels know your name. And every time you cry out wondering when your time will come, heaven answers with movement you cannot yet see. The delay is not empty. It is filled with invisible grace. It is filled with God holding back what isn't meant for you so He can give you what is. The kind of love you long for isn't locked away, it's being prepared. It is moving closer each day, even when your eyes cannot trace it. In the quiet, your spirit is growing strong. In the tears, your soul is being softened. And in the ordinary days where nothing seems to change, heaven is doing its deepest work. Jesus, the one who understands every corner of your heart, walks beside you still. He listens. He holds space for your questions. He never grows tired of your wondering. He never grows distant from your dreams. If anything, He leans in even closer when your hope grows thin. The person God has for you is not being hidden out of cruelty. They are being hidden because love is not a performance, and your heart is not a prize to be tossed to the careless. You are holy. You are deeply valued. You are covered in a love that does not falter. And whoever is meant to walk with you must be someone who sees that, who honors that, and who reflects God's heart even in the smallest of ways. And so, the hidden truth revealed in heaven is not just that your soulmate exists, but that your story is far more beautiful than you imagine. It is not delayed, it is being built. Piece by piece, moment by moment, God is writing a story that will make sense when you look back, even if it feels like a mystery now. There is no regret in trusting Him. There is no shame in hoping for something more. Your longing is not foolish, it is sacred. Type 1111 if you believe heaven is listening. You don't need to fear missing it. What is meant for you cannot pass you by. No mistake you've made, no detour you've taken, no broken season you've endured can cancel what God has called forth. What He sets in motion will stand, even if it takes time. And when it comes, you will recognize it, not because it will be perfect, but because peace will follow it, the kind of peace that only heaven can send. So keep walking with your heart open. Keep letting Jesus speak into the silence. Keep remembering that heaven is not late, and God's promises do not return empty. Your soulmate is not just someone to love, but someone whose life will be knit with yours to carry the light of Christ in a world that so desperately needs it. And when the time comes, love will not just find you, it will feel like home. Archangel Michael says, the message unfolding in your heart is not just a revelation, it is a calling. Heaven has whispered truths over your life that cannot be silenced, and the light of those words is gently guiding you forward. What you are beginning to see is not fantasy or illusion. It is the beginning of a greater understanding of who you are in God's eyes and how deeply you are cherished, not only by Him but by the one He is preparing for you. So often, we look at love as a moment, a meeting, a spark that appears and suddenly changes everything. But the kind of love heaven speaks of is much deeper. It is not about finding someone who excites your emotions for a while, but about discovering someone who reminds you of God's faithfulness through every season of your life. Your soulmate, the one heaven revealed, is not a stranger to your story. They have been known by God as long as you have. They have been prayed over, protected, and kept for a time such as this. There are days when your soul grows tired of believing, when hope feels like something too heavy to carry. And yet, in those very moments, something invisible and beautiful is happening. Heaven does not waste a single tear, a single cry, a single breath of your prayer. The waiting is not silent. It is holy ground. It is where the roots of your faith grow strong, where your heart is stretched gently, shaped in love, and made ready to receive something greater than your understanding. The struggles you faced were never your fault. A hidden brain frequency, once buried in secret research, has been silently holding back your wealth. Now, for the first time, it is available to you, and it only takes minutes to activate. Imagine the chains of debt breaking, the doors of opportunity opening, and your life flooding with prosperity. This chance may never return. Click the link in the video description and comments below to claim it now. Jesus is not absent in this part of your journey. He is present in every unseen detail. He walks beside you when your hope fades, when you wonder if you've asked for too much or if you're meant to walk alone. His answer is never cold silence. His answer is always wrapped in warmth, in truth, in quiet strength that tells you, I have not forgotten. I am still writing. Trust me. The person God has for you is not your Savior. You already have one, and His name is Jesus. Your soulmate is not meant to fix you, heal your past, or make you whole. Instead, they will stand beside you with gentle understanding, with the same scars of life and the same grace covering them. And together, you will find strength not in each other alone, but in Christ who will hold your love together like the strong arms of a father who never lets go. Type, I love God, to claim abundance through God's love. There is something sacred about a love that grows from prayer, something unshakable about a bond that is rooted in surrender, not control. When the time comes, the person who is meant to walk with you will not be someone you must convince or chase. They will not be confused about who you are or uncertain about your worth. Their heart will know, because it, too, has been listening to the voice of God. It has been prepared in the same silence, shaped in the same fire, softened by the same mercy. And as you wait, heaven sings over you. Angels surround you not with pressure, but with peace. You are not falling behind. You are not overlooked. Every moment you spend growing in faith, learning to rest in Jesus, forgiving what broke you, and choosing love even when love feels far, that is part of the journey. That is part of becoming who you were created to be. Your soulmate is not on the other side of the world in some unreachable place. They are on the same journey of becoming. They are learning the same kind of trust. And when your lives finally meet, it won't be about perfection or performance. It will be about recognizing something eternal in each other, something already written in heaven's book. Type Amen if your heart belongs to God, and share this video with 5 faithful friends to receive His blessings and miracles. Don't let the pain of the past make you believe that true love doesn't exist. Don't let the noise of the world convince you that what God has promised is too far gone. Every beat of your heart, every step of your walk, is seen and cherished by the one who holds all things together. What is coming is not a reward, it is a reflection of God's kindness. It is a fruit of patience, of faith, and of the quiet courage it takes to keep believing when nothing seems to change. Archangel Michael says, as heaven continues to speak, there is a deeper softness now, a gentler unfolding, because this truth about your heart and the one created to walk beside you is more than just a message, it is a quiet promise formed by God Himself. The same voice that told the sea where to stop and the stars where to shine has spoken your name in love, and in that same breath, the name of your soulmate was whispered too. You are not forgotten. You are not waiting in vain. You are being held through every moment by the hands of Jesus, who understands every ache within you. This is not just a story about meeting someone. It's about learning to live with a heart wide open, even when the world tries to shut it down. It's about walking through valleys, unsure of what's ahead, and still choosing to believe that love is possible, not because of a feeling, but because God is love, and He is always faithful to His word. What He starts, He finishes. What He blesses, He protects. And what He prepares for you will never come too early or too late. There are times when you will look around and wonder if the waiting has a purpose, if the years have passed you by, if maybe you've been left behind. But heaven would never be so careless. You are not just anyone. You are chosen, loved, and intentionally placed within a story that only God could write. The pauses are not punishments. The quiet spaces in your life are where God comes closest, speaking to you in ways that only silence makes room for. Type 999 if you trust Jesus with all your heart. Your soulmate is not the answer to your emptiness. Jesus is. But your soulmate is a gift, a companion in the journey, someone whose soul was formed to walk beside yours, not to complete you, but to reflect God's faithfulness in your life. This person will not arrive wrapped in perfection or flawless timing. They may come through their own brokenness, their own struggles, their own battles. But what will make the connection so holy is not what they bring, but what God has done in both of you to prepare your hearts for something real. You are not being asked to wait forever. You are being asked to trust. Not blindly, not without pain, but with the kind of trust that knows Jesus is too kind to tease your heart and too wise to be late. you haven't missed it. No detour, no heartbreak, no wrong decision has the power to cancel what God has already written for you. That's the shocking hidden truth: your story hasn't fallen apart. It's still unfolding exactly as it should. When you wake up feeling tired of being strong, tired of being hopeful, tired of holding your heart so carefully, Jesus meets you right there. Not with disappointment, but with tenderness. He sits beside you when you feel forgotten, and he lifts your eyes back toward heaven, where everything is still working for your good. He doesn't rush you. He doesn't pressure you. He simply reminds you that love doesn't need to be earned, it only needs to be received when it comes. And it will come. It may come quietly, in the middle of an ordinary day, through someone whose spirit feels familiar, as though you've known them far longer than this life can explain. It may not be dramatic. It may not be what you imagined. But it will be right. It will carry peace. It will bring calm. It will not demand that you perform or hide your wounds. Instead, it will honor them, hold space for them, and speak to them with gentleness. Your soulmate is not just someone to love, but someone to walk in faith with. Someone who will point you back to God when your strength runs out. Someone who will remind you of truth when fear tries to speak louder. Someone who will stand with you when the world is heavy and joy feels hard to find. And until that time comes, you are still growing. You are still being loved. You are still becoming the kind of person who carries heaven's peace wherever you go. Archangel Michael says, this sacred message from heaven continues to unfold, not with noise or pressure, but with a steady, comforting grace that gently wraps around your spirit like a warm blanket in a cold and restless night. What God is revealing about your soulmate is not meant to stir fear or confusion, it is meant to bring clarity to your heart, to settle your spirit, and to awaken the deep knowing inside you that you are not alone and never have been. There is a quiet beauty in being known by God. Long before anyone sees the truth of who you are, He sees it. Long before you speak a word, He knows your thoughts. He understands your longing in a way no one else can, because He created it. He shaped your heart to love deeply, to feel fully, to hope even after it's been hurt. And He knows the person who will understand you in ways that feel like home, because He's shaping them too. There is no rushing what is holy. There is no forcing what God is gently preparing. Sometimes the wait feels unfair. Sometimes the silence feels like abandonment. But what looks like delay to you is, in truth, a divine arrangement of timing, character, and healing. God is not just protecting you from what could break you, He's preparing you for what will bless you. The one He is bringing into your life is not just someone to love, but someone to carry the light of Jesus with you into the world, one step, one prayer, one act of kindness at a time. Type 555 to receive blessings and miracles. There is nothing ordinary about the story God is writing over your life. Even when the days feel repetitive or dull, even when your heart feels heavy from the weight of waiting, heaven is still moving. Love does not grow in noise. It grows in the silence. It takes root in stillness. It blossoms in surrender. And that's what this part of your journey is teaching you, not how to chase love, but how to rest in the promise that God is love, and He never withholds what is good. What if you could unlock a secret brain wave that top scientists discovered inside the hippocampus, the very switch that signals wealth and abundance? Hidden from the public for decades, this breakthrough can rewire your mind to attract prosperity faster than you imagined. Picture the stress of bills replaced with financial freedom and new opportunities. Every delay is a missed blessing, and those who act now are already walking into the wealth you deserve. Step forward before the door closes. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate this ancient money wave and step into abundance today. The one who is meant to walk with you may not come wrapped in all the things the world celebrates. They may not arrive with a perfect past or flawless words. But they will come with a heart that has been softened by the same Savior who is softening yours. They will come with scars, yes, but also with a willingness to grow. And their love will not feel like pressure, it will feel like peace. It will not ask you to change who you are. It will see you as you are and still choose to stay. There is nothing small about a love like that. There is nothing accidental about it either. Heaven rejoices over such a connection. And if you've ever feared that maybe you're too late, or too damaged, or too complicated for something that pure, let this be the truth that silences those lies. You are exactly where you need to be, and you are not too far gone for God to do something beautiful in your life. Every tear you've cried has been held by the hands of Jesus. Every lonely night has been known by heaven. And every time you've chosen hope, even with a trembling heart, angels have drawn near. You are not unseen. You are not forgotten. You are being led by a love that is deeper than anything this world could offer, a love that laid down its life so you could live in fullness, not fear. The one whose soul echoes yours is not waiting for you to be perfect. They are simply walking their own journey, just like you. They are learning. They are growing. And they, too, are being prepared to love you in a way that mirrors God's heart. That kind of love is not loud. It is steady. It is kind. It doesn't take from you, it gives. It builds. It heals. And when the time is right, it will arrive without confusion or question. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to earn it. You only have to stay close to Jesus, because everything you're waiting for is already being shaped in His hands. He sees the whole picture, even the parts you can't. And He is not finished. Archangel Michael says, "The light of heaven still shines gently on your path," and with each part of this divine message, your heart is being reminded of a truth that cannot be erased. You are not waiting for something small, and what is being prepared for you is not fragile or uncertain. It is sacred, unshakable, and written with the tenderness of a father who knows exactly what your heart needs, even when you cannot put it into words yourself. There is something holy about the way God works in silence. While the world hurries and demands answers, God moves with peace. He does not rush because He is not uncertain. He does not delay out of cruelty but out of deep, protective love. When He withholds something, it is only because He is still preparing the soil for it to grow. And you, His beloved child, are being carefully, lovingly shaped for a kind of love that will not come to hurt you, confuse you, or leave you wondering where you stand. Type 666 if you trust in God's grace and mercy. So many hearts walk through this life carrying wounds from promises that were never kept, from people who said they cared but walked away when it mattered most. But what heaven is preparing for you is not born from human weakness, it is born from God's faithfulness. The one who will walk beside you is not perfect, but their love will be real. It will be rooted in prayer, in kindness, in humility, and in the kind of courage that doesn't give up when things become difficult. There will be days when the waiting feels long. There will be days when you look at the lives of others and wonder why their story seems to be unfolding faster than yours. And in those quiet, aching moments, heaven does not turn away from you. Jesus does not step back. Instead, he draws closer. He sits with you in the silence and gently reminds you that what you long for is not being denied, it is being prepared in a way that will make you thankful one day that it didn't come too soon. The truth is, your soul knows. Somewhere deep inside you, even beyond the noise of worry or the pain of waiting, your spirit recognizes that what's coming is worth every moment of quiet trust. Because God does not give shallow gifts. He gives love that carries weight, that holds meaning, that points you back to Him when life feels heavy. He gives people who reflect His patience, His mercy, His tenderness. And your soulmate, the one who has been whispered over in heaven, is not just anyone. They are someone who will see you through God's eyes. They will understand your softness, not as weakness, but as beauty. They will not be afraid of your strength, your story, or your silence. They will honor what you've walked through. And together, you will walk forward in a new way, stronger, deeper, more rooted in grace than you could ever be alone. You do not have to try to become someone else to be loved. You do not need to hide your tenderness or silence your dreams. The one God is preparing for you is not looking for perfection. They are looking for truth. They are learning, just like you, how to love without fear, how to forgive without keeping count, and how to grow even when life feels uncertain. And just like you, they are being held gently in God's hands, not rushed, not pushed, only led. So rest your heart. Take comfort in knowing that heaven is not confused. The steps are being ordered, even when they feel slow. The prayers you've cried in secret have never been ignored. The longing in your chest that you've tried to quiet is not wrong, it's holy. It's a reflection of your Creator, who placed that desire there not to torment you, but to draw you into deeper trust with Him. What if a simple 7-minute sound frequency could awaken a forgotten brain signal designed to pull wealth toward you like a magnet? Backed by shocking CIA files and neuroscience, this discovery is now changing lives everywhere. Think of debts melting away, promotions arriving, and abundance flowing freely. This is the one moment that can rewrite your future, but only if you claim it now, because hesitation will only keep you chained to the same struggles. Click the link in video description and comments below to experience the hidden wealth wave and let your financial destiny shift in your favor today. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven is still unfolding its message for your heart, and though each word may feel like a soft whisper, its meaning is weighty, eternal, and soaked in love so deep that only God Himself could have placed it there." This is not just a story of hope, it is a movement of heaven itself in your life, a divine preparation for the kind of love that will not just meet your expectations, but will gently exceed them in ways only God could have planned. Type 333 to welcome peace into your heart. The truth that has been revealed is not only about the existence of your soulmate, it is about the beautiful work God is doing in both your hearts while you are still apart. So often, we want the destination, but God treasures the journey, because it is in the journey where trust is formed, where faith becomes real, and where we learn that love is not just about finding someone, it's about becoming someone who knows how to love through God's eyes, not the world's. Your waiting is not wasted. Your prayers are not lost in the wind. Each one is heard, caught, and carried to the heart of God, and each one draws you closer to the promise already being fulfilled, even if you cannot see it yet. What looks like silence is often the deepest kind of movement in heaven. It is the kind of movement that requires no spotlight, no noise, no announcement, just a steady unfolding in the quiet places where your heart grows stronger. The person who has been written into your story by God's own hand is not being shaped by chance. They are being led by the same light that is leading you. They are learning their own lessons, facing their own battles, and finding their strength in Christ, just as you are. And when the time is right, the path that felt long and uncertain will suddenly make perfect sense, not because it was always easy, but because it was always protected. There is something deeply holy about love that has been refined through time, through surrender, and through prayer. That kind of love does not fade in hardship. It does not leave when things become heavy. It doesn't break at the first sign of trouble. Instead, it stays. It grows. It becomes more, not less, because it carries the breath of heaven within it. That is the love God is preparing for you. And that is the love you are being prepared to receive. You are not falling behind. You are not being punished. You are being protected in a way that only makes sense through the eyes of eternity. The relationships that didn't last, the doors that didn't open, the moments that made you feel small or unworthy, none of those things were signs that you are unlovable. They were signs that heaven was closing what wasn't for you, so it could make space for what is. And in the quiet of your everyday life, something sacred is happening. Your soul is being shaped, softened, and strengthened. You are learning what love really looks like, not the love that demands attention or perfection, but the love that chooses, the love that endures, the love that waits, not out of fear but out of faith. You are becoming someone who can recognize true love when it comes, not because it looks perfect, but because it feels holy. So hold on to hope, not because things are easy, but because God is still with you. His hand is still on your life, His voice is still speaking peace over your storm, and His promise is still alive, even when it feels hidden. The one you are waiting for is not lost. They are being led, and so are you. And when your paths finally cross, it won't be an accident. It will be the fulfillment of a journey that heaven has been guiding all along. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are not broken beyond repair. You are loved, and you are being readied for a love that is worth every step, every tear, and every moment of quiet surrender. Trust the process. Trust the one writing it. And know that love is coming, not rushed, not forced, but full of grace, rooted in truth, and led by God's own hand. Type 444 if you believe in God's divine protection. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven still sings over your story, and though your heart may grow weary at times, the divine message remains unchanged. God has not forgotten you. He has not changed His mind. The love that has been spoken over your life is still coming, still being prepared, still being shaped by His hands in a way that will unfold at the perfect moment, when your soul is ready to receive what it once only dared to hope for. This is not a waiting filled with absence. It is a season overflowing with purpose. While your eyes may not yet see the person God has chosen for you, your spirit is being led in the same direction as theirs, quietly, surely, and with a grace that doesn't demand to be seen, but simply asks to be trusted. That's the kind of trust that grows only when your hands are empty, but your heart still believes. And in those moments, those hard, quiet moments, Jesus is nearest. The love God is preparing for you is not built on fantasy or shallow promises. It is born out of prayer, of healing, and of days like these, when you stay faithful even though you feel forgotten, when you keep walking even though you don't know how close you are, and when you continue choosing hope in a world that often teaches us to expect disappointment. But the world does not get to write your story, God does. And God writes in a language that doesn't fade. He writes with mercy, with tenderness, with a depth that cannot be copied or rushed. The one He has written into your life is someone who will not arrive because you searched harder or waited longer, but because God's love is so precise, so patient, that it will never allow the wrong soul to stand where the right one is meant to be. He knows exactly what your heart needs, and He knows how to protect it. Your soulmate may still be learning how to trust. They may still be healing from their own wounds, walking through their own lessons, asking the same questions you've whispered in the quiet of your heart. But just like you, they are being kept. Not by force, not by fear, but by grace. They are not being hidden from you, they are being made ready for you, just as you are being made ready for them. And even now, before they arrive, you are not without love. You are surrounded by it, held by it, guided by it. Jesus has never stopped walking beside you. He knows the moments when you smile through a quiet ache. He sees the times when you hold on with trembling hands. And He is proud of you, not for being perfect, but for staying soft when life gave you every reason to harden. That tenderness you carry is not weakness. It's holy. The world may try to tell you that love is found in chasing, proving, or changing yourself to be enough. But heaven disagrees. God's love says you are already enough. That you are worthy, not because of what you've done, but because of who you belong to. And the person meant to walk beside you will see that too. They will not be intimidated by your quietness or distracted by the world's noise. They will know, because their heart will have been shaped by the same hands that shaped yours. Type I believe if you believe miracles are on the way. This isn't just about meeting someone. It's about being seen, being chosen, being known in the kind of way that doesn't fade when the feelings shift or the season changes. It's about walking together with your eyes on God, not each other, and letting His love hold you when your own strength runs out. That's what makes a bond unbreakable. That's what makes love last. Archangel Michael says, "The message still flows from heaven with the same warmth and tenderness as before, because the love being prepared for you is not ordinary, and the path your heart is on has been carved by the very breath of God." There is no mistake in the timing of your life. There is no misstep that can remove the promise that was whispered over your soul long before your first breath was drawn. What is coming was not created in the chaos of this world, it was formed in the stillness of eternity. You were never meant to chase love with fear in your heart. You were never meant to earn it through pain or prove your worth through perfection. The one who is meant for you is not someone who will overlook your story or silence your voice. They will see your strength, your softness, your hope, and they will hold it with care, not because they were told to, but because their heart will know what yours carries. Even now, heaven is not still. There are quiet preparations happening in the background of your life. Angels walk beside you every day, not only to protect you, but to comfort your heart while the waiting feels long. Jesus, who understands longing better than any soul that has ever lived, sits close to you in every moment of doubt, not judging your tears but holding them. He sees the part of you that wonders if maybe you were meant to be alone, and he gently replaces that thought with truth, pure, undeniable truth. You were never meant to walk this world unloved. The person God is shaping for you may feel far, but they are never out of reach from his hand. They are not being delayed by punishment or by randomness, they are being prepared by grace. There are parts of their heart that still need healing, places that need light, wounds that need peace. And just like you, they are being led by a love they cannot see but are slowly learning to trust. When you meet, it won't be about sparks or drama or trying to make each other fit. It will feel like peace. Like breathing out after holding your breath. Like hearing a familiar melody that you didn't know you had been missing. It won't be perfect, but it will be real. And it will be held together not by effort alone, but by the presence of God in the middle of it all. Until then, you are not without love. You are surrounded by it in ways you may not even notice, in the way the sun rises every morning without fail, in the way your heart continues to hope even when it's tired, in the moments of quiet joy that sneak in when you least expect it. These are not coincidences. They are signs. Signs that God is still with you. Still working. Still building something beautiful in the hidden corners of your life. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the money magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. Type 222 if you trust that God is with you always. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time, because God does not lead his children with confusion. He leads them with clarity, even when that clarity comes softly. You are not walking toward emptiness, you are walking toward something sacred. Something that will hold your heart, not harm it. Something that will grow with you, not drain you. Something that will honor who you are, not ask you to become someone else.